Hello, everybody. How you doing today? It is a beautiful day today. I hope you're having an amazing day. So today, we're going to be continuing a series we started this morning with, some other industry experts. It is shedding light about how to become a billionaire land banker. So land banking a land banker basically is someone who's involved in land banking. Now, land banking is a strategic real estate. Okay, I think we have some guests on. So like I was saying, land banking is a strategic real estate, way of growing your money through real estate. Basically, it is the practice of, buying real estate properties and land, to be specific, and holding it for a specific period of time while you're capitalizing on the property appreciation. Okay, hello, Miss Cynthia. Can you hear me, Miss Cynthia?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Amazing. It's good to have you here. So we have to wait for Mr. Kabir to also come on. I don't know what's going on. I guess we're going to see if it's the same thing on here.
Okay, that's fine.
By the way, how's Abuja today? You're in Abuja, correct?
Yeah. Abuja is good. Abuja is sunny, as always. But it's a good place.
Really? I can't imagine how it is. Not really. Interestingly, not really. I had plans of actually coming there, like
you should.
In a short period.
You should come and unwind and relax from Lagos stress, Biko.
Right. Because the hustle and bustle in Lagos is something on.
Come and rest in Abuja for some days. You need it.
But it's money. It is plenty money in Abuja. Is not based.
Abuja is actually affordable. It's not so expensive. Only that if you want to roll with the big boys, you have to do big things. You understand? But on the normal, Abuja is affordable.
It's amazing. Thank you. Okay, amazing, Mr. Kabir. Thank you for joining. So you are our host for today. Even though I'm not hosting the session now.
Yes, so fine. This is teamwork, right? I think maybe this another second lesson I'll be learning. I will host some sessions, and you two will host some episodes, and Miss Cynthia too will host some episodes. So we just need to get the content.
Yeah. That works. That works. I think that's something we should also do. I think it's something we should consider as great. Amazing.
For the viewer, don't get confused. I'm still hosting today's session because obviously I'm the questionnaire. I'm going to be asking them. It doesn't matter where you see me, whether above, below. What matters is that this is
right.
So where we? I think Miss Cynthia was speaking.
Yes, I was just trying to wrap up. I think I will just pretty wrap up this section that the network doesn't want me to wrap up. So I was trying to say basically that if you're looking at getting into real estate and you don't have funds, or you have funds but you also want to leverage on the mass benefit of actually selling and getting commission and using that huge commission to do great stuff, we can help you get started. Just let Mr. Kabir know about it, or you can DM any of us, and then we can help you get started on how you can go about real estate through selling for other people and getting good commission for yourself. Honestly. So you can actually do that like a side hustle. If you have a full-pay job, you can do that on the side. You don't have to leave your job. You can do that on the side, depending on when you're more stable, and then you feel like, okay, if I leave my job, I can be able to I can be able to sustain myself, Or while you're working, you can do real estate by the side. Yeah, I think that's the wrap I would give for this that particular question here.
Do you have something to say, Mr. Jake, before I will say what is on my mind?
Okay, so just to support what she said, I think that's also one other great way to become a land banker. You can literally come in as everything is just about strategies. You can literally just come in as selling for other people, become a real estate consultant, or just learn the tips and tricks on how you can sell properties. So when you earn commissions, you use it in buying real estate. Interestingly, there are some developers you get to sell for. If you sell the amount of plots of their real estate, their lands, they'll even give you they'll give you commission, and they'll still gift you some land. So this is another way you can also get into real estate, leveraging on the opportunity of selling to other people and getting commissions. You use commissions, you use a part of it to buy into real estate, you use the other ones to do other stuff for yourself. So I think that's one other great way, and I second that, and that's amazing. Thank you for dropping that, Miss Cynthia.
For you that is watching this video right now, I don't know if you are learning the way I'm learning. Obviously, sometimes you feel you know a lot, but then each time you keep listening to people like this, you just keep expanding your horizon. But most importantly, take action. At the end of this today, at the end of watching this video, in case you are watching after all of the sessions, or maybe you are paid for it to watch it, because obviously some people are going to pay for this session to be able to watch it. Okay, now I understand two things from what all of them have said, and I want to wrap it up in form of what will make you take action. It's a journey. This is a journey. It's not something you want to do maybe just after 3 days, 3 months, 6 months, and then you are done. Just like Miss Cynthia mentioned earlier, that she had to, at a point she gave up, but she come back again. So obviously you're going to go through similar cases. It's just a wealth principle. I've told you, copy and paste. So if you are copying her story, you must come back. Each time you feel frustrated, you feel depressed, you want to stop, don't stop. The game should last for at least 3 to 5 years, minimum 3 years, maximum. Is it maximum? Infinity. You do it until you become wealthy and wealthy and wealthy and wealthy. So, and Mr. Jake said that learn the tricks. He said learn the tricks. That's what we are teaching you. So let me not talk about that too much. Now, what are the ideal amount that somebody requires to be able to start this journey? Like somebody has been struggling, they have been saving. Mr. Jake talked about saving habits, and you can save from your salary. I've made some videos in some days back telling you that even 10% of your income can make you a billionaire. A lot of people think I was joking. They think it's not possible. If you are watching this video right now, I want to give you a message. If you think it's possible, it's possible. And if you think it's not possible, you're also right. It's left to you to decide. Mr. Jake, so let's have you talk about what kind of amount do you think is right for me to start after savings, or how do I manage to transform my savings to starting a real estate? Because obviously a lot of people think it's a big money. I need a huge amount of money to start. Help them to clarify this so that it will become a simple thing that people understand and can resonate with.
Okay, so amounts you can get started with, real estate. So basically, it all revolves around where are you looking at investing. So the basic thing to do is, first thing I would advise you to do, I would say get knowledge. Okay, so it's more than one thing. So initially I was going to tell you consult with a real estate, a professional, but you want to also get knowledge. So whenever anybody is telling you, you have like, basic knowledge about it. So someone will not tell you just go and buy this and you go and buy what they cut your head in the end of the day. Or basically that's metaphorically speaking. So you want to get basic knowledge firstly about what you're buying, then you reach out to a professional, reach out to Miss Cynthia, reach out to myself and ask us, I want to invest in real estate. What locations do you think I can invest and make the most out of my money? Remember, we're trying to make the most out of our money. That's why we're investing in land. That's why we're taking advantage of this real estate strategy, which is land banking. Then when they show you these locations, they're going to give you, a professional, real estate professional is going to tell you the different prices that these locations, are offering. Then that way you can pick the one that fits your budget, because everybody has different budget. There are lands that land banking, people are getting involved in land banking and buying properties for 45 million, while some people are also getting involved into land banking and investing for as low as 500,000 and low as 1 million. All these are different locations. You get me? So it's around what do you have in hand? What do you have in your bank? How much can you make? How much can you generate? Then you go and look for that locations that money can get you, and you invest into it. So you can invest as low as 100 million to a million, either a million or 200 million, even 500,000. You can. Even some locations you can buy as low as maybe 300,000. That's how much you can use to start. So, I talked about in the previous session how, you can take leverage on saving saving for an investment. You can start saving. You can start saving. Okay, I have 500,000 is the goal I want to invest into real estate with. You can start saving maybe 10%, just like Mr. Cabell talked about. Start saving part of your money to become a billionaire. 10% out of your money, if you save it up to 500,000 and buy land, you realize that after you've saved and you've purchased that land, 5 to 10 years, the land now will probably be what is going to make you a billionaire in the future. So that is one of the strategies you can get started with. Think about the location, reach out to a professional, ask them, how can I get started? This is what I have at hand. I want to buy. They're going to give you locations that fits your budget. So I think that's one of them. Thank you very much, Miss. You can add whatever you think is vital for.
I just want to read some of their comments here. I don't know, I can't read all. Somebody said, Fazain said, I am learning a lot today. And Mohammed Mubarak said, bosses, you are really dishing out values. Thank you so much. And I know a lot of people will come to watch this later, or perhaps will be paying to learn it. So the most important thing is implement what you are learning, okay? Ms. Cynthia, something drew my attention while Mr. Jake was speaking. He talked about, he talked about how to, I don't know how he put it, but one thing that came to my mind while he was speaking was like, you can collaborate, and you always talk about collaboration. Like you can start in such a way that you do fractions, something like that. Like you can invest in some little things. As you are saving that money, you transfer it to something, or you collaborate with other people, they join their own. In case your own is not up to 500,000, right? Obviously, this is how to get started. This is part 2 of episode 1, right? So how to get started are what we're actually focusing on today here. So fractions or how to collaborate. Miss Cynthia, I want you to, expand more on that.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Jake and Mr. Kabil, for the input so far. So I want to quickly say something. How do you get started? First, it starts with a mindset. A lot of people feels like, me buy land for where I cannot afford it. That's the first thing that comes to mind. I cannot afford to buy land. Me real estate, where who be me? Stuff like that. And it will interest you to know that people that say these things, some of them have wig of 300,000. Some of them, the phone they are using is close to £1 million. And let's say that someone bought that phone for you. That person that bought that phone for you could have gotten you a plot of land. Yeah, I know the phone is a gift, so yes, I know it's a gift, but the person that bought that phone for you, could as well actually buy you a piece of land. We have land selling for 500,000. I know that we have iPhone that are more than 500,000, and a lot of people are using iPhone. They even struggle. You know that most of the people using iPhone, sorry to say this, some of them, some, not all though, some people actually use iPhone and they struggle to buy airtime. That's liability. You're using an iPhone, but you're struggling to buy airtime. It doesn't make logical sense to me. Using a phone of almost 500,000 and you cannot credit it. So that's just a little just going away from what we're discussing now. Like I was trying to say, start with the mindset, because if you don't have the mindset of an investor, you would not want to invest. Especially knowing the fact that most times land banking doesn't feel like the ideal thing to do, because the locations are usually bushes. They don't look like it. So sometimes even when you have the money in your pocket, you'll be contemplating, now this bush, should I put my money in this bush? Well, there's nothing that is in this place. There is nothing happening here. Do you understand? So you have to first of all have that mindset. Then when you have the mindset, you now begin to think of, okay, how can I raise money to go into land banking? And like Mr. Jack has said, you can actually save towards it. That's one of the ways you can save towards it. And like we have said in the last question, you can actually go into real estate sales, becoming an agent, sell to get commission. That's another way. And then thirdly, you can collaborate. If you have friends that has like minds, that you know that these people are willing to go into land banking with you, go into real estate with you, you can join funds together. There's something called joint venture. You can pull funds together and get that started. If you have a spouse that's also financially capable of adding funds together with you, you can do that. If you're looking at taking a loan, of which most times I wouldn't really advise that you take a loan to do land banking. I wouldn't advise that. But if you have options of taking a loan that you know that the loan will not choke you, that loan can be able to stay for 5 years, or you can be able to service the loan from other means, you can do it. And then there's also an interesting thing to note, the fact that there's also a thing called payment plan. Most land banking options has payment plan. You can spread payment for 3 months, some 6 months, some 1 year, 2 years. Currently, we have a property selling around Karishi that has a payment plan of up to 2 years. So you can actually be paying it gradually, and within that 2 years, you are a landowner. So it actually starts with first having the mindset, and then the next thing you don't want to start to think about is, okay, I now have this mindset of an investor. How do I now get started? How much do I have available? If the money you have available is enough to do a down payment, you might want to consider that. Take a payment plan and pay gradually. And before you know it, you're done paying, and then you are now a proud landowner. If you don't have enough money, you want to collaborate with your friends, with your spouse, your family members, someone you know that has similar kind of mind with you, like-minded people, not someone who is going to be pressuring you, because there's something you really need to understand about land banking. Land banking is not something that you put in money today and then tomorrow you want to cash out. No. You're willing to give it a minimum of 5 years. Willing to give it a minimum of 5 years to get maximum return on investment. So if you're doing that with a friend, with your spouse, with a family member, let it be clear so that you're not pressured. They are not pressuring you. Our money. Let it be clear that oh boy, oh girl, this thing that we're getting into, it's just like say we time money down somewhere. We leave that money. We won't just forget that money somewhere. But we know say when we go come back, the money go don't born children for us. Do you understand? You need to be clear so that you are also not pressured. They are not pressuring you. You said that this is going to give us return. Where is your return? Me, I want to use my money for something. No. You need to be clear on terms. Let the person know that this thing is not something that will do 1 year, 2 years. You say you want to pull out. Because liquidating is a challenge, and I think we're going to be addressing that very soon. Liquidating is a challenge. So in one of the sections that we'll be having, we're going to be addressing it so that you really understand what you're going into when you're looking at land banking, so that you know what to expect and how to go about it. Yeah, I think that will be a wrap for me on my end. Thank you.
Amazing. Please, viewers, please give it up for her, clap for her. I'm really learning. And guess what? See, she talked about mindset of an investor. That's the starting point. She talked about options. You can become an agent. You can save. Mr. Jake, I think he said that a lot. You can collaborate. Mr. Jake also said you can learn and you can do joint venture. See, options are just Brekete for you, like Glow. Or is it Brekete family? I don't know which one to call. But the truth is, you can get started. And I believe that with all they have been telling you so far, I don't know if we still have more to do when it comes to how to get started. But I think we have 1 or 2, 3 questions to wrap it up. Not to wrap it up, we still have a lot to do. Let's take our time to address this, because I know that a lot of people getting started is actually the problem. And I'm very happy that Ms. Cynthia has already addressed that aspect of mindset. You might really need to do a lot of work on that. By the way, the people that are commenting, we might not have time to always respond to your comments, but then somebody said, Ms. Cynthia, you are really hitting it on this mindset thing. Oh, thanks. It's very good. Like I said, you see, let's continue. Now, the next question I have here is, of course, they have already discussed all the options that are available for you and even more. If you want to talk more with them, you can actually get in touch. Either with me, with them directly is fine, right? By the way, they said if you need land, you should come to them. Come to me too, right? Thank you. So we have how can I get started with land banking considering mortgage facilities and down payments? You see, some people might not understand what mortgage facilities means, but there's something we call mortgage facilities, and it's very common when it comes to real estate. So now we want to look at it in terms of land banking. Is there an option for us, and why should we consider it? Or is this something that we don't need to look at, and why? So, Mr. Jake, I think you should take it on before Ms. Cynthia will add up.
Okay, so getting started with land banking and considering mortgage facilities and down payment. Now, down payment is a great one, which I would most definitely implore people to take that advantage or use that opportunity to get into land banking. But for mortgage, it's not something, it's not really something that I would be 100% encouraging people to do. But then again, it depends on your income, because mortgage is a loan, basically. It's just Nigerians, we are not too familiar with the mortgage. It's people in other more stable countries that does that, especially United States. So if you want to take loan, which is the mortgage, basically in local terms, loan to purchase a land, you have to have a stable income that is going to be helping you service that loan, that's going to be helping you pay back consistently. Because this loan thing is based on, okay, I want to buy this land on mortgage, then they will put you on a payment plan where you're going to be paying. There are sometimes that there are consequences with missing payment plans, and it's not very great. So me, I always implore you, save to buy this. Unless you have a stable income, then yes, you can jump into mortgages to get started. So you want to be sure that, okay, you're intentional about purchasing this property and you have a stable income to be able to cover for your mortgage plan. You get me, people? And down payment is also a great way, just like Miss Cynthia talked about. I remember just a couple of days ago, a client was reaching out to me that she wanted a property, but her thing is she can't make all the payments at once. This was just a conversation I was having like 2 days ago. She wanted to buy a property and she can't make all the payment at once. That if only these developers, these owners could let her purchase it, pay a 50% down payment. That's down payment is like initial deposit. Make an initial deposit, then spread the remaining payments for like 3 months. She was talking about 30 to 90 days. Then this is going to enable her purchase this property. So this is one great way that you can go around it. You can look for initial deposits, pay, then you spread the payments. This is one way you can get started. Just Miss Cynthia she explained this in the previous topic she just talked about. So I think this is one way you can get into it. Then if you're thinking that, okay, yes, I have a great income and I want to buy a land for 1 million naira, but I am making 100,000 every month, then you can get into a developer. Tell them, okay, can I spread payments for 1 year and I will be depositing this amount of money every month? Then fine, you can get a mortgage system that's going to help you, acquire this property, then you start paying them small. So I think this is just, insight I've got to give you for that. Basic insights. I don't want to be taking much of our time explaining because explanation long. There are 1 million things I could tell you and the just take our time. So let me give other people the opportunity to also share their thoughts and insights. So Miss Cynthia, take it away if you've got something to add.
Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I can't see anyone and I can't see myself too. But then I guess
we can
we're
hear
good.
you and see you.
So you've pretty much said everything. Yeah, you've pretty much said everything. So it's just best you take a payment plan. Mortgage is not an option when it comes to land banking, except you have someone you can take a loan from. But I don't think there is currently any mortgage bank in Nigeria that would give you loan to buy land banking, because land banking is like land speculation. As much as, yes, we know that you're going to get 100, 200, 300, 400% return on investment, it is also sometimes as a result of certain factors, which is not 100% guaranteed. So that's why, like I said earlier in one of the questions, that it's important that when going into land banking, there are certain factors to consider. So you want to consider certain factors. But the mortgage, they don't want to take a chance on those factors, even though they know that, okay, haven't considered these factors, this is the output, or will be the outcome in this location. They don't want to take a chance on that. So oftentimes a mortgage provider would want to give you loan to buy into properties, houses, not land. If they're giving you mortgage to buy a land, not in a location for land banking, it's a location for immediate development. It's a location that once you acquire it, you begin to develop it, and they can see that within 2 years, you know, you're able to recoup your money from that investment. Definitely, before they give you any fund, they want to assess to know how much loan you can access based on your income, if based on your paycheck, or based on your turnover if you're a business person. But regardless, it is very difficult. I don't think currently any mortgage provider would give you loan for land banking. So you want to source your funding locally from family members, from friends that you know that you can easily pay back. But going to a mortgage provider might not be the ideal thing to do. Yeah, I think that's how I would want to just add up to what he has said earlier.
Wonderful, wonderful. I think you have answered it all. Okay, just like I've always done, as they are speaking, I listen attentively, pay attention, just like I'm always encouraging you to do. And then I'm going to take action, just like some of you keep seeing me do. I write down all the things they are discussing as if I am in the class. Obviously, I'm in the class. You see, Ms. Cynthia talked about something like liabilities in her previous comment, and I want to connect it to debt. Now, they talk about debt, they talk about mortgage, they talk about loan. A lot of you are afraid. No, when it comes to taking debt, loan, or mortgage, whatever you call it, there's this natural fear that comes to people. No, I don't want to do it. And I want to tell you that people like Dangote of our country, they are in debt. But the thing is, are you taking good debt or bad debt? That's where the question is. Because for bad debt, is a bondage, is a prison, and it's going to keep you there. And for most people, what they do, relating it to liabilities now, they can borrow money from their relatives to go and spend on liabilities. But they cannot borrow money to come and invest such a way that that money with time will now give them back returns. So whatsoever you are thinking, I know some of these responses already set your mind and you already know what to do. So we are still in the episode 1, part 2, which is how to get started. So the next question I have here is, which is the last, obviously, what are the essential factors to consider when selecting a location for land banking? Because getting started, I think Ms. Cynthia have said a few things about that. It's a whole lot of things entirely. You need to learn, you need to understand a lot of things, which you have addressed a lot. But I now look at, okay, I have money now. What location should I be considering? Why should I consider such locations? So that I will get fast return on investment.
Okay, so Miss Cynthia, do you want to start this out?
Okay. Thank you so much for that question. So, what are the factors to consider when looking at going into land banking? Now, one of the major factors you want to consider is the location. Where is this property located? Now, with location, you want now to start consider what are the key infrastructure that is currently within that location or is coming towards that location. Then what are the key amenities that are currently within that location or are coming to that location? Now, when I say infrastructure, I'm talking about basically roads. What's the road network? Where is this leading to? How close is this to the airport? How close is this location to the airport? How close is this location to the city center? How close is this location to the bubbling places in town? How close is this location to maybe the neighboring city? You know, You want to be able to tell how that location connects you to other location, connects you to other activities of your life, so that you know if this is a good place where people would want to live either immediately or in the near future. So the road network, you want to see how does this connect to this. Like for instance, currently in Abuja, Guzapetu is fast selling out, and that is because currently there's a road construction that is ongoing in Guzapetu that's connecting to Jikwe Pegi axis. Now it's still linking back to Apo axis. The road is connecting to Jikwe, the road is connecting to Apo, it's connecting to Asokoro, and then it's coming back towards Area 1 Apo Bridge. Now, having this in mind, you know that buying into Guzapetu right now is the best thing you want to do, because at the end of the infrastructural work, it is just literally by the road. That is one. It gives you easy access to wherever you're going to. So if you're going towards Maraba axis, the road is just very easy. You're close, as against going through AYA, Nyanya, and all that. Then if you're going to Apo, you don't have to come out and then come out from Guzape and start turning. You can just straight up hit Apo resettlement from that axis. If you're going to Area 1, you still don't have to come through Guzape. Just use the bridge straight up to Area 1. You know, so if you're going to town, still it's like it's already at the center. It gives you like say 10 minutes drive to whatever you're going to, which is now a very good place to be in. That's in terms of road structure. And then number two, you want to look at amenities. Are there hospitals close by? Are there schools close by? You know, you want to check out this amenity. Are there electricity? Is there water supply? Because these are basic things that humans need for their everyday existence. So you want to know if the land is within close proximity to these places, universities, secondary schools, primary schools, hospitals, you know, there's water supply, there's electricity. You know that is the place that someone will want to live, if not immediately, but in the near future. Now, these amenities may not currently be in existence, but you can see that there's a projection. You can see that things are beginning to fall in place as regards getting those amenities in place. Mr. Jake, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I think Mr. Kabir left, yeah?
Yes, I think he had the network interference.
But
So.
I still can't understand why I'm not seeing anybody. I'm not even seeing myself.
Really?
That's funny. But then
really?
Truly, I can't. I'm not seeing.
I can hear you. We can even see you.
Well, it's fine. It's okay since you guys can see me. But if you're seeing me, I love you. But then I am not seeing you guys. Yeah. So so like I was trying to say, so you want to check out for those amenities. Like another practical example I would give is Katankwe extension. Now Katankwe extension right now is gaining a lot of traction because one, it's a diplomatic zone. Secondly, the proposed court of appeal for is going to be built there. There's a proposed court of appeal that's going to be erected in Katankwe extension. The judges' quarters is going to be erected in Katankwe extension. There's current road infrastructure. There's a bridge leading from Jahi entering into Katankwe extension right now. Now, seeing all of that coming together, you know that give or take in the next 5 years, Katankwe extension will be like Maitama, will be like Asokoro. So if you don't have a plot of land right now where lands are selling for 15 million, 25 million, trust me, in the next 5 years, you'll be buying a plot of land in Katankwe extension for let's be very fair, 100 million, 150 million. So this is like about the right time when you want to key in, because you can actually see. It's not like hearsay. It's not like they said though. You can see that this infrastructure is already going towards that location. And the minister in one of his speech has also given us a proposal of the plans he has about what he intends to erect in Katankwe extension. So because the minister has given his words, and you know that the minister always would want to, well, do whatever he said because he's an action man. And if you're within Abuja, you know that the current minister has been doing a lot, especially in terms of infrastructure. The current minister has been doing a whole lot. So he is a man of his words when it comes to infrastructural development. And currently in Katampe Extension, you can see that this is currently ongoing. There's a lot of massive work ongoing in Katampe Extension. So if you don't buy into Katampe Extension now, you may be crying when you're paying the money in the next 2 years, 3 years. And the truth is, even the offers we have in Katampe Extension right now, at the end of this month, is increasing in value by 25%. So if you buy right now or before the end of this month, by next month, you've already gotten 25% return on your investment. That's within 1 month. Now just imagine what it will now look like when you now give it 2 years, when you give it 5 years, 10 years. By 10 years, it's already fully developed. Katampe Extension in 10 years is already fully developed. So it's not even news again. So you want to look at, like I said, number one, you want to look at infrastructure. And number two, you want to look at some social amenities that are currently within that vicinity or are proposed to be within that vicinity. And I will wrap up with that. I will wrap up with, if you're in Abuja and you know a place called River Park in Lugbe. River Park in Lugbe is one of the most prized estates within Lugbe right now. And what actually resulted to it is the fact that, number one, they have the Dunamis Glory Dome close to it, just next to it. Number two, within River Park Estate, they have the university. There's a teaching hospital. There's churches. There's a plaza. There are a lot of infrastructure within River Park. And that actually made River Park one of the most expensive estates in Lugbe axis of Abuja. If you're within Abuja, you know that Lugbe is a place where you should fairly get a plot of land in a very developed place for, say, 35, 40 million. But in River Park, you see lands that are sold outside for 40 million, for 80 million. Why is that so? Because of the amenities that are currently in that particular location. And the interesting thing is that the last 5 years, River Park was selling for 5 million, 2.5 million, 3 million, 10 million fairly. But as of today, you cannot see any land for 10 million naira. Even for 30 million, you will not see any plot of land for 30 million in River Park. The smallest piece of land in River Park is more than 30 million. So people who bought into it when it was still land banking, before the university and other things came up, are today benefiting from it. And I think that will be a wrap from my end, while Jake tried to just add up some few things from his own end. Thank you.
Yeah, honestly. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Miss Cynthia, for that amazing, session. You really, really did shed light on, what are the important things to look out for. And believe me, the number one thing you want to consider when you are looking out is the location. You want to consider the location. This is why land banking is different from just regular purchasing of land. The location is important. It is the strategic location that is going to determine if you're going to be making appreciation in value, you're going to be making money, or you're going to just be stuck in one place. This is also the reason why land in locations where they are telling you this is a strategic location for land banking is different from the one in your village. Land in your village, how many years ago? It was 100,000. 200 years ago, or this is just time, it is still 100,000. It has already basically appreciated to 1 million. But you're buying land in some locations. I told you how some people bought lands in some estates we sold a couple of years ago. We encouraged them, buy 1.5 million naira, 2019. And now, believe me, that land wasn't selling 1.5 million before then. It was probably selling lesser, probably 100,000 or 500,000. We started selling at 1.5 million naira. 5 years after, 2024, it is selling for 45 million naira. Not just because of the location. Yes, she talked about something else, the infrastructures in that location. this is the strategic, aspect of it. This is why you need professionals to tell you, okay, this is what's going to be going on here. This is what is going to be happening here. And this is why this appreciation is going to be happening in this social time. And, she also said something. There's something I will encourage people. I tell you, if you're buying this land, you be rest assured that you're keeping it for at least 2 to 5 years. 2 is even out of the game. 5 years, depending on the location. 5 to 10 years, and see how much you're going to make in it. That's enough time to give the land and the infrastructure for things to happen. That axis I was talking about, do you know things that happened there? Dangote refinery came in and exploded. Now Dangote refinery is functioning. It wasn't functioning a couple of years ago. You get me? Now there are Lekki deep sea, there are major infrastructures and development that's going down there. Not just that, these locations that are selling 1.5 million didn't just increase because of Dangote refinery. There are lots of plots in that Dangote refinery axis that are still selling as low as whatever it is. But for this, it was the infrastructures we brought into this estate. We made sure that there's, we did the estate gate fencing, we put some infrastructures, we put some development, we put some amenities, we made sure that the areas is tiled, we make sure that there's sewage system. These are things that are going to bring appreciation to your properties. You get me? So you want to consider what is the location. You also want to consider what is the infrastructure in this location. You also want to consider what are the amenities this developer, this person telling you come and buy this land is going to be put in, because these are what is going to drive the price of that land. You get me? So she also talked about in Abuja, and Abuja is quite amazing. Abuja is quite a great place to invest. There are quite, lots of attraction, different locations. I'm familiar with several locations. She talked about Lugbe. Yes, there are some locations in Lugbe. I myself, my organization, we started selling for a couple of years ago. I have just not quite long ago. I just posted on my WhatsApp story a testimony about a client that bought an estate in Lugbe. Now, this estate we're selling is currently opposite the Deeper Life Church. Opposite, like it's adjacent. This is the estate and adjacent. That land started selling for as low as less than 10 million naira, and it's currently selling for 37.5 million naira. You don't want to see the game, the numbers to this is about the strategies to it. This is why it's different. Like I always tell you, and I always tell people, I know a lot of Easterners especially, and these are my people, they are very, very key on, I want to buy land in my village, and then again 10 years after, their land is just appreciating with just 1 million. This is the difference. It is strategic locations that have high appreciations, that have infrastructures and plans to it. This is where the money comes in. Remember, we're not just buying this just because you want to own the land forever. You want to make money off it. That's why it's land banking, because you keeping money in your bank, you don't want it to stay there forever. Yes, you want to leave it for as long as you can until you're ready to use it for what you want, but you also want to be able to maximize the best returns while that money is sitting there. This is why we tell people invest in land banking. So thank you very much. I hope this inspires you to go and get into land banking. I also consult with a professional, so you don't go and make the wrong mistakes, and you get the best out of your money. Thank you very much, Ms. Cynthia and Abel.
Powerful and blowing. See, I love what I'm seeing. I love what I'm hearing. And personally, I myself, I'm going to be implementing them. Like I said, I've been implementing, but this is more structured and it's helping me figure out how to do it better. And I hope the viewers is also doing the same thing to you. By the way, comment on the session and then make sure you ask your question. I'm seeing one particular question here. I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it to us, but then before then, I want to have some few observations, additions to some of the things they have discussed and help you understand it better. You see, Mr. Jake, maybe I didn't tell you, that particular Lugbe land you are talking about, you said it started by selling less than 10 M. That's what you are talking about. That's the same land I bought for 5 million.
Yes.
That's the same problem. And you see that our conversation is going the same way. When you say currently going for 30 something, you can see that the last time I checked,
yes,
it's going so it was actually 37 million. So what I'm telling viewers today, if you are learning from this, you need to implement it. You can start, you can get started from where you are. Do you understand? So key infrastructure that is in place. Ms. Cynthia says something that got my attention also, that is either that infrastructure is currently on ground or is expected to come. You see, and by the way, government always have their way of structuring things. Company has their way of doing things, and you might not be aware, but the fact that you have people like Mr. Jake, myself, and Ms. Cynthia, you can leverage on the information we already have to help yourself. You must not be the everything. You just need to leverage. That's what I've learned. I told people about the fact that you must not do multiple struggles, do multiple streams, so that your money or expertise of others, other people's time, other people's knowledge, other people's resources, you can leverage on it so that you can get ahead. That's what billionaires do. And if you want to become a land banker billionaire, you must consider some of these things, right? So thank you so much, guys, for sharing some of these powerful tips. So Ms. Cynthia, thank you. You are back, all right? You know, just like my network has been doing, I think we have similar issue. So thank God, this man that is hosting us now, I think his network is most.
Okay. So I think he's also like that network thing
That this is going to be packaged into a premium version.
Anybody.
And people will be paying for it later. So he said the question here is, how do I manage and maintain acquired land to ensure its value appreciates? Yes, we are coming to that topic. Actually, we had that episode, which is actually the part of, if I'm not mistaken, that's securing your land. We're actually coming to that episode, which is not today, but maybe they can just, please, let's not deliberate too much. This is not for today, but just try to answer. Since the viewer is watching live, let him benefit from that. But I'm also encouraging you that you should come back on the next episode so that you can get the full gist. Please, I think Ms. Cynthia should please try to be brief. We are not discussing that today, but the viewer is saying, how do I manage and maintain acquired land to ensure its value appreciates over time?
Okay, thank you so much. I think that question is from Mr. Mohammed Mubarak. Like I said, we're not dwelling on that today. That's not part of what we're discussing today. But then one of the easiest way that you can manage and maintain acquired land to ensure its value appreciates is to add value to that land. Add value to it. Do not just leave it lying fallow the way you acquired it. Add value to the land. If you want to do fencing, you want to do DPC, you want to just add value. Let the land not be in the natural state you acquired it. Do something extra to show that, okay, there's an extra value that has been added to the land. Yeah, and that with that you're good.
Awesome. Okay, so I think his network. Are you with us, Mr. Kabeok? Are you with us? Okay. No.
No. I'm done. I just went straight to the point. I was done.
Yeah. So just to add to that, how to manage and maintain, acquired land to ensure its value appreciates. I think that's just it. Add value to the land. So if you're thinking, what is the value I want to add? Don't leave it in the natural state. If that explanation wasn't all that, explanatory to you, add value to the add value to the land. Fence the land. See.
Network.
Okay, I think Mr. Abdul is having a bit of a network issue. So
yeah.
So I was just adding, add value to the land, fence the land, add value to the land, clear the land, add value to the land, put a gate around the land. This is going to help you, your own land appreciate. That fence alone is what's going to make it stand out. Believe me or not, due to the fact that some estate developers have added value to the land is what pushed other developers to also add value to the land, which basically supported the growth of that location. You get me? So add value to your land today. Do stuff. If you're looking at, okay, I just don't want to buy, I want to develop, I want to do stuff, I want to, turn it into a business. Add value to the land. Do road development in your land. It is going to boost the appreciation of that land massively. So that is one of the tips. Like I said, this is what we're going to talk about sometime, soon in the next series, not today. So we're just basically letting you guys know what land banking is and how to get started with it. So I hope this session has been quite informative to you guys. And I hope you don't just listen, you also take advantage today. Today, think about it. I'm not saying start. Yes, if you be thinking about pondering about how you want to invest your money, you can get started by getting knowledge today. This is knowledge we've shared with you. Now let it sink in. Think about it. Okay, how am I going to get started? The first thing you can do is your intention. Yes, I have the mindset. Now I want to invest. Reach out to a professional. Reach out to Miss Cynthia. Reach out to myself. Reach out to Mr. Cabell and ask him, I want to get started in land banking today. I want to invest my money. I want to make the most out of my money. What and how am I going to get around this? Yes, this session I had today, it shed light. The session I had today, it opened my mind. The session I had today, it pushed me to want to do this. Now, how do I get started? Reach out to any of us and we're going to give you step-by-step guide on how you can do this. Admin. Okay, let me add you now. Step-by-step guide on how you can do this. It is not about consuming information. It's about taking immediate action. I think that's the word people miss out in stuff. Taking action, but they should be immediate before that. Immediate action is acting now and acting fast. And you see how you can start, growing massively today. So thank you very much, Mr. Kabe, for again. I believe you have a network interference and I apologize for that. Sometimes it's very, very terrible. And honestly, I just can't complain. I'll just leave it at that. I'll leave it at that.
Thank you for having you guys today. I think we've done a good job and we have done justice to episode 1, right? Even though we didn't finish what we have planned, but I think we've done enough today. By the way, viewers, I want to appreciate you for staying tuned, for taking your time, and most importantly, please take action. Like I've said, there are 3 sets of people today listening to me. Some people will just watch and they will not watch to the end, they will leave. Some people will watch with their attention from beginning to the end, but they will not take action. Some people will watch everything and rewatch again, and they will reach out to people like me, myself, Miss Cynthia, and then they will take it off from there, and they will make sure that with time, either within 2, 3 years, 5 years, they will definitely change their game. So you might want to be part of those kind of people. So by tomorrow, we're going to be continuing from our next part, which is actually challenges and mitigation. A lot of you are posting questions, but we can't take it today. We are sorry. But like I promise you, most of the questions you are posting already is going to be addressed in the next series of episodes that is going to follow. So we have episode 2 is going to be liquidity and cash flow, how to secure your land. Somebody asked a question, economic factors that you need to consider. And then in episode 3, we'll be looking at taxation and regulation, government regulations, of course. So many people have bought their land and lost it, right? So we need to look at it critically. How do you prevent such things? So also, you might need to start scaling your game. Like Ms. Cynthia mentioned a while ago that she started from scratch and she now have 2 plots of land to herself from selling other people's property. Now, people like her, she's now thinking of how she can scale. From 2, how can I have 5? From 5, how can I have 10? You too can do the same if you get started today. Then we are going to have also a wrap-up session where we're going to dedicate that part only for you to ask your questions live. And I know we'll come to that. A lot of people that are not aware of the session today will become aware with time. And I know they are going to follow. And some people, I know that some people are going to be paying for this session because we're going to compile it and make it a kind of digital product where people have to pay for it. In addition to some other mentor sessions and a lot of that, where we are going to hold you by your hand and we make sure that you get it right within at least 2, 3 years if you're really interested and you want to make this wealth. So becoming a billionaire land banker is what we have been trying to address today. And we've done justice to, I believe we've done justice to most of the questions that were raised today, and we're going to do more. So thank you for joining. That's for the viewers. And Mr. Jake, thank you for coming. Miss Cynthia, it's really an amazing journey. And I believe that people have benefited a lot, just like myself. Network has been troublesome. And I don't know, so many times I've been logged out and back again. But like I keep telling you guys, we're never going to give up until we make the millions and billions. So be with us. Until next episode, I don't know if they still have something to say, but I think I'm out.
No, I think you've done justice to it.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Kabir.
No,
okay, thank you.
okay.
Please save the, I don't know,
Okay,
I was
thank
not
you
able
so
to
much,
see.
Mr. Kabir and Mr. Jake.
Okay, I think it's important that we talk about our next meeting so that the viewers will be aware. Can we do it Saturday the same time?
Sure, why not? Sure, most definitely. I think we could do it Saturday. Well, Missy, I don't know about you. So, you know, we're going to put out.
That's okay. That's fine.
Okay. So let's meet the same time, 8 o'clock West African time, Saturday. I know we have a lot of viewers across the world. I saw some people from Zambia, and I believe there are so many other people that might not possibly comment. So let's do this again next week, Saturday, 8 o'clock West African time. And until then, I still remain A. Kabir, your host, your favorite entrepreneur and business coach. See you next week, Saturday.
People, have an amazing day and peace.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Mr. Kabir. Thank you, Jake.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Kabir,
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you. So invite your friends and family for the next session so they also get knowledge, not just you. Okay. So thank you, people. Do have an amazing day. This live is going to be going off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Peace, everybody.